Honey, hoo I'm telling you, this year already has been a redefinition of me. So, my name is May, where I am mastering alignment as an empath. Oh my goodness. Hello, hello, hello. This is my first video in a very long time. I have really like just prepped myself for a too long. Okay, I am not new to broadcasting, YouTube, speaking in front of people. I am not new to it, but I am new to talking about me and myself. Speaking about the vulnerable side of me. I'm trying to slow down so I won't mess up my words or get off subject. But this particular video is just showing me, it's being me in front of many. Okay. I've always had a passion and a fight or a need to help others and to be that empathetic person in that person's life other than, myself. And just recently I came to the conclusion that everything that I've went through, I'm getting emotional now already. Everything that I went through has led me to this point right now where I'm really coming out being authentic in my raw self. I was avoiding being vulnerable. I was avoiding speaking my truth. I was avoiding being me in front of many. Even though I will stand on the forefront for humanity, I was always last. I was always last in in the love. I was always last in taking care of myself. I was always last in a lot of things. And I'm telling you, I'm getting emotional. I'm trying not to, I'm trying to hold it together. But as I, get older and I really understand and look at what I'm supposed to becoming is me. Be present, at that specific time. I have my quotes that I tell my students all the time is to be aware is to be alive, yes, but at the same time, you have to be present. Okay? You have to be present. Um, Let me pause real quick. All right, I'm back. And what I was talking about was just being aware and being present. Um, I just recently went through some things and it opened up my eyes and my soul. Okay. A lot of people that I follow on Instagram, YouTube, they talk about this phenomenon, this point in your life where God will speak to you through another person and open up your eyes and your heart to the love that it's within you. And I've been overlooking it. I'm getting so emotional right now. I've been overlooking it for so long. Like, for me to fall in love over and over and over again, like I'm so in awe right now. hmm And some people talk about when boy meets girl, they fall in love, hearts everywhere, Cupid, and something great happens and their heart opens up and boom, they get married. Nah, that's not what happened to you, girl. It was my heart opened up. I have, let me say it. My heart opened up and it just was like boom. where it was like an atomic bomb in me, where it was just like, this is not the first time that this has happened. This has been multiple times with multiple different people. What is this? What am I doing? I'm falling in love with myself each and every time. And sometimes I can hold it. Sometimes I'm not able to. But this time really captured my eyes and my heart and my body, my mind, my soul. Like I'm in a totally different area too. I'm in a totally different timeline. I'm in a totally different mind frame, state, everything. I'm in somewhere foreign. So for me to fall in love during this time and let it go, because sometimes you just have to let it go because it can be a little bit too much or too overbearing or overwhelming for certain people to actually feel the love that comes from me, an empath at that, where I love so much that it can probably suffocate me, let alone someone else. So I give it to somebody else. Let me give it to you. I love you so much. Let me give it to you. They're like, oh my gosh, that's so much love. I can't deal with it. That's too much energy, you know? And this awakening that I had was so profound, and I have to use it, prolific, that holistically, I have been in a timeline too long. And this timeline was just where I was able to partially love myself, you know, 3/4 of the time, 75% of the time. But when I met another soul that was like mine, it took me over the edge. And it really had me looking at the mirror and saying, oh shit, that's you. You reached the maximum. You never been this far with love before. You reached the max, the all-time high, the the higher self, the God body. You reached the max, girl. And I didn't know how to hold it. I didn't know what to do with it. And so yeah, I ran or got afraid or whatever, and that person probably felt it too. Like that is a lot. So this awakening has really had me dig deep and understand that you can't heal where you became ill. That is my all-time leading quote when it comes to self-love. You can't heal where you became ill. I had to leave an environment in order to heal certain areas or spaces or places in my heart that was constantly reminding me of who I was and or who I wasn't and or who I could not be or become. This awakening this year, we're in June right now, and it feels like I went through a 5-year reevaluation. I've been gone from my homeland for about 3 years now. And it feels like within the last, since my birthday, and my birthday was in February, it seems like, but I want to stay on subject so bad. So, oh, Since my birthday and even before my birthday, I felt so much shift inside of me, inside of my head, inside of my soul. I have been trying to just take it easy. I was working early, getting off and working more. And I felt like it was just autopilot. I don't know how I was doing it, but it was autopilot. And now I'm just now being able to like breathe. And usually I'm constantly moving because I'm a air sign. I'm a Aquarius, but I'm fixed. I'm not that Gemini mutable or whatever in that area on certain aspects and certain concepts. But for the most part, honey, hooey, I'm telling you, this year already has been a redefinition of me. So my name is May. You can call me May May. That's what my people call me. I go by Ma May or May May. It is M.A.E. But you can call me May, where I am mastering alignment as an empath. I am also able to teach mindfulness practices as well as alternative therapies that can actually help you. Okay, especially when it comes to self-love. Um, I have a very emotional and emotional unavailable background or story, um, in which I came from a blended family. I lost my mom when I was 7, so that right there is very much a pivotal point in my life. And it seems like immediately after my dad married. Um, so my family has a lot of military individuals within it, and I'm talking about like my immediate family. My story just starts there when my mom passed. And then my dad, being remarried, but my dad was the anchor, you know. Um we stayed active, we did different things, but I was still searching and seeking for answers that, I could not find. I couldn't get besides, calling up, wondering why, asking questions why, seeking, searching, and I was always in my head anyway. And I always knew that I had an angel looking down on me. Even I am the youngest of the daughters that my dad and my mom had. And I can say I really have paved the way of being like a pretty good daughter, a pretty good daughter, okay? Child. I am still emotional. It's just still just right there. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can feel it or not, but I found myself searching and seeking answers. Like I really remember when I cried almost every day for my mother. And I said that I was the cause of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a God, I'm still emotional. I might shed a tear or two. But that was my foundation. Depression. Um Feeling abandonment, you know? Um that was my foundation. You know? crying. And what can that do to a body? So I start at a young age, I had chronic stomach issues. Okay. So this all ties into everything. Okay. My life story ties into just me looking at everything, looking at the epigenetics, looking at how the state of my mother when she before she gave, during, even after she gave birth to me. I was the last one. Having issues, problems. I had epilepsy. You know what I'm saying? Chronic constipation. Like these things were like really messing me up. When I was a young girl, I used to have my hands peeled during the summertime. Hmm. Why? Like peel. Like peel. Like when you put the glue on your hand, you let it dry and you peel. They used to peel. Hmm. We gonna get to that. That's another video. But I had so many issues inside that I held most of it in and just kept going. You know, just kept going. I found myself, seeking and searching for love outside of my household, outside of me, seeking validation, doing the pick me type of stuff with the men, chasing men, trying to get men to love me. All different kinds of stuff was happening during my young adolescent to my, even middle-aged adulthood. You feel me? And I mean, some people say that I was a mean girl. I was mean in certain areas or to certain people. Certain people couldn't call me certain names. Like you had this name to call me and that name only. If you were my family, you can call me that. Other than that, don't call me this. But that's what I lead with. Certain people couldn't call me May. You couldn't call me May. I'm dead serious. I wouldn't answer. Only my family. But I lead with it now. Let me stay on subject. Let me stay on subject. So, with my story, and having so many problems and issues, and me having to really heal those issues within the last 3 years, I really, really, really closed a chapter in my life that was holding me back. It was holding me back from my fullest potential, my higher self. You know what I'm saying? It cracked me open, literally. So I'm gonna make it kind of short but long. So I told you who I am, what happened, and all these things. They all come into right now at this time. Some told me I needed to document. Something told me you got to start documenting. You got to start documenting. You got to start documenting. So some of these videos aren't necessarily for just you. They're for my grandkids. They're for my great grands. You feel me? If ever it gets to them, hope it does. So that they can actually see, like, hey, that was grandmother. She tried, or she paved the way, or that was her. I might not be able to see her in this time frame, but at least she did record something. So within the last 3 years, a lot of things has happened in my life. I literally walked away from my old life to make a new one. And being before my 40th birthday, I said I couldn't take it no more where I was. I was getting breadcrumbed, overlooked. I was being ostracized. Look, I'm trying to do all this work and y'all not, nah, you just little May. Like what? You supposed to be this profound leader, motivational speaker? When, where? You in the same boat as us. You in the same situation, in the same environment as us. So I said, nah, let me walk away. Brand new house, pretty much. My house still under 10 years. Walked away from everything that I built, everything I known, every single thing. Walked away. and said I wanted something different. And right when I got here, well, before I got here, but right when I got here, I met a soul that opened up my eyes to something. Didn't know what was going on, didn't know exactly what I was supposed to be doing, but I met a soul. And I said, "Wow, this person is amazing. I'm gonna give that person the freedom that they need because that's how I live and that's how I love with freedom. I belong to no man. I belong to the universe. That's on my back. I belong to the universe, no man. I love with freedom too. So when I love because I found a friend. I found someone that's like me. You know what I'm saying? That likes me. That's how I fall in love with friends. I love my friends. Even though I move around, look, honey, I'm still your friend. Even though I might not call every day, all day, you already know what I got going on. I'm working from the inside out, you know? So I found myself in this, I guess, debacle or triangulation or whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. I don't even really care. I want to put a label on it, but found something within that person and I wanted to sit in that. You know what I'm saying? Like bask in it and stay in it. You know what I'm saying? Dwell in it and figure out what is this? What is that? Why does it feel this way? Why am I feeling this way? I'm happy. I'm in love. That type of thing because I see something in that person. And I see growth. I see expansion. I see whatever it may be. Okay? So I'm still in this space and that's my higher self. That's my God body. That's where I'm supposed to be. That's where I've been seeking. That's where I've been searching for that. All right. But even when I met that person, we wasn't talking all the time. So what happened was I had to do a little side mission. And this side mission was to deal with some stuff that came up in front of me. That was something that I do believe was sent for a like a purpose. It was like a let's make sure that she's really who she say she is and test her soulfully. And this right here is something that I've overcame, but it came back in front of me because it was a lustful energy. It was so lustful, and I could tell what it was. It was so lustful and in my face. And I had to figure out why is this even coming to me? Why is it coming my way? So this person was a married individual in the military. Okay. And this person had a wife and kids and everything in between. But I figured out what it was. It was one of those, it was like a soul contract. It was one of those soul contracts, but it was a soul contract that was from my grandmother. Honey, look, I'm not going to take too much more of your time. I'm not going to do this 45 minutes. It was from my grandmother. And I can tell it was from my grandmother because when I was in it, I had to figure out why is this in my way? You know what I'm saying? Why do I have to like go through this? My grandmother and my grandfather had a triangulation going on. My grandmother and grandfather had some things going on for years, back and forth. Okay. My grandmother messed with my grandfather for so many years, and she had three kids by him, while his other lady and wife, I should say, had, I think, however many kids it was, but they were back to back, back to back. Okay. So when I looked at it, I said, whoa, what is this? This is lustful. But at the same time, I said, it's the man that really needed some kind of mothering. I said, whoa, why me? What is this? Now, his wife will never really see him as a grown man because he married his mother, in which he was now looking for me to be another mother. And the lustful energy within all of that, lustful energy was the stronghold, in which that stronghold needed to be addressed within him and in me. So you can be emotionally in love with someone else and expect them to leave somebody for you. And I think that's what my grandmother wanted. She wanted my grandfather to leave that woman for her. But my grandmother wasn't the one to really put up with certain people's bull crap. You understand? My grandmother was a rough individual. So while my grandfather was doing stuff back and forth between the two, my grandmother wasn't putting up with it. She'll beat him up. So he'll probably go back with the other lady and she'll mother him up and let him do whatever it is. Do you understand? So he was going back and forth between the two. Till I finally had to see it for what it was. I said, God dang, what is this? Like a curse? What am I doing? What is this going on? No, this is some spiritual growth. These are some things I don't care what you're talking about and what you're saying to me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that been through it. It don't matter. One thing is, I did not sleep with that man. I did not sleep with that man. We did not exchange and do some intercourse. No, honey. Nope. Nope. None of it. Now, I have to keep it real with y'all. What are you talking about? What? No. That man was trying to run from his problems and his responsibilities. I was the one that actually said, hold on, wait, what are you doing? Because I know in all actuality what you need. You need to heal, but you can't heal where you became ill, honey. What do you want me to do? Take on everything and just manipulate it into something great? Have you keep coming in and out? For what? Some people are okay with it. No, honey, you're not finna mess up my blessings. I already know what this is. This some my grandma and grandpa stuff, honey. Deep down south type of stuff. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I've been on my healing journey for a long time, and I know and I can actually understand, and I have discerned. All of this was going on, even while I still have this person that I really, really, really like and desire. So let's fast forward. Got past that part. You know what I'm saying? Deep dark night of the soul switched everything up in me just that quick. As soon as I closed that chapter out, I said, golly, what was that all about? That was some darkness. You know what I'm saying? Like sleeping with the devil type of stuff. No, honey. No, no, no. That thing was trying to get me. I'm not gonna be God. Sorry. So I've been celibate and practice abstinence for the past 7 years. I ain't even on it. I'm not on it until you actually deal with your demons, your devils, and your deep dark night of the souls. Seriously. All right. So as that closed out, the one that I liked and really, really wanted to be with, I started getting close with him, right? Yeah, yeah. talking a little bit at a time, but I noticed it was something about this person because that person was just like me. So I let him be free. I let him be who he is. I let him come as he please because that's basically how we are when we are air signs. But at the same time, I understand who he was. He's like me, just like me, just like me with a blended family. Like it's so much similarities, it's scary. And I think he kind of really figured it out. It's very scary. So all these similarities is coming up, and I'm like, what is this? What is really going on? So I noticed and started doing some more digging and trying to figure out like what is going on. This profound, soulful journey is gonna put me on my ass. And I know it is. I know it is. I want you guys to know and understand that God, the universe, Most High Mother and Father, is always working. Always working. So I was supposed to go through this. I was supposed to meet this individual. And even with that being said, I know for a fact I've been in love with almost everybody. I'm a lover girl to the R. Like I will fall out of love and be back in love within the same time frame of a year. Like the timeline, oh, okay, I jumped to a new timeline, I'm back in love again. I love I love and I know I can keep loving. That's one thing I've learned. I'm not scared to fall in love. I'm not scared of that stuff. It shows me where I need to make sure that, hey, I fixed this area of me. The only reason why I was heartbroken is because I literally had some things to like get out of there that was holding me back from actually being loving and having that unconditional love and not holding that against anybody. You feel me? So I wasn't scared. Not at all. But me and this person are so much alike that it's scary. Oh, it's scary. And I know a lot of people talk about twin flames, the people that I follow and stuff. But when they talk about meeting someone with the same like soul or signature or destination and you like really see that person, God opens your eyes to say, I'm really present. If you don't freaking believe me, look into that person's eyes. Do you see yourself? And I saw me. I saw myself and I'm like, whoa, this person got the same issues that I have. So I'm not going to hurt that person. And I'm going to try to not do anything to, do anything to that person to make them feel unloved or to feel like they can't be free. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I look. My awakening that I'm going through right now, my ascension that I'm going through right now is really opening up my eyes to who I need to be and how I need to lead. I lead with freedom and love. You're free to do whatever. Be with whoever, however you want to be. Just be. I don't belong to you. You don't belong to me. There's no strongholds. There's none of that. I've loved individuals to the point where I didn't even love myself anymore. I have loved individuals to where I love them and I can walk away from them. You feel me? I have loved people, you know, and called judgment on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't love the individuals to where I just say, you know what? You exist in this world, but not in mine. You feel me? Look, I try to be as positive as I can possibly be. But this awakening has really shifted me. And I know I'm going the right way. I know I am. I know that deep down inside, I'm going the right way because I didn't avoid that person that I met at that store that day. That man, how he looked at me, it was like a look of I've known you before. He was a Cancer, I'm an Aquarius. It was never gonna work. Oh, weird and oh, I wouldn't do it. And the thing about it is, I think I gotta look into it and how my grandfather, what he was, what's his sign. But my grandmother is a Cancer, and I'm sorry, don't do me, don't do it. But sorry, Cancer and Aquarius, maybe a mature Cancer or something like that. But flag, I knew exactly what it was. No, no. Let me make sure I stay on track. So these milestones that I have been going through, they were meant to be. I don't care if you judge me or not. This is for my soul awakening. This is for my ascension. I'm still going strong in my actual ascension. I'm still going strong with my leading with my truth. And oh, the actual main points are that I've been on this journey for a while. I've been abstinent for 7 years. I was a vegan for almost 9. I've been on my ascension for a few months and whew, I met this person 3 years ago and that thing has turned me and flipped me upside down. Ever since I met that person, that one person, had to go in and really dive deep into my childhood wounds. Ever since I met that person. And so, the more that I look into everything that I'm supposed to go through, yes, I met that person. And like we said, people talk about twin flames, soulmates, and I had a soulmate for 10 years. Recently, let him know that I needed to step away to do some stuff. And he already knew what was going on. And that was in March. Because I knew for a fact that I couldn't keep stringing along my soulmate. It was it was a slow route. You know what I'm saying? Like some soulmates can make it easy for you to, kind of adjust to things. That twin flame route, that thing is turbulent. It's gonna slap you, kick you, twist you up and down and all the things in between. You're gonna fix everything that you need to possible. You're gonna be somebody totally new. So once I met that person, and it's so crazy because don't go there. This is another time, but I met him and I was like in awe. And then even trying to get to know that person was a little bit difficult because of the trauma, because of the past things, holding us both back, you know, and then dealing with things like you gotta separate, then you're together, then you separate, then you're together. This was for my 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 soul awakening, for me to actually really understand what self-love really 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 means. That means that it's gonna hurt a little bit to say no. It's gonna hurt a lot of bit to go within and say yes. So I had to say yes to myself. I said I wasn't doing 45 and did 45. I'm gonna chop it up. I'm gonna chop it up. So I mean, I just wanted to get this out. And the more that I get things out and press record, I can actually guide some people to the self-love that they need. I have really been traumatized. You know what I'm saying? By the hands of certain crazy, wacky individuals, you know? For real. I have been traumatized. I have been taken advantage of multiple times and didn't get it. I had a dad in my life and I still was out there doing different things. That didn't save me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't protected or protected, hmm. or post-tected. I wasn't until I had to figure out like I have to be my own mother and father. I didn't understand that, but I know now. And then as I look at some of my, siblings, and I'm like, what are we missing? What happened? What didn't happen? So me about to be a grandmother, yes, I'm got that chance and opportunity to be a grandma. Yeah, grandma May. You know, um, I really open up my eyes and see. And I am gonna call my friend. I am. He knows that, but like I had to really dig in deep and figure out like what's wrong. What am I afraid of? Um, I'm at the age and stage where my mom did not make it to 45 or 42 or 37. She didn't make it to that age, but I'm blessed. So what am I afraid of? You know? Someone judging me, somebody talking about me, somebody in their opinions. You know what I'm saying? This world has really constantly provoked people to project their opinions and their ideas off to into other people. And I'm here to say, no, honey, you can't do that. You're not about to do that over here. I had to go through this awakening so that I can really step up and say, forget you and your thoughts. You don't have to validate me. You don't have to like me. You really don't have to talk to me. We can coexist. hmm We really can. You're over there, I'm over here. And that's where I stand in my truth. It doesn't matter what your opinion. Even though I might put this out into the actual world and into the ethers and somebody see it and got some type of whatever to say, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to tell you my points. I'm trying to tell you that you can't heal where you became ill. I'm trying to tell you you need to get away from some of those people or some of those individuals that really have really hindered your growth and expansion. I'm all about that. I lead with communication. I lead with freedom. I lead with love. So if you're not growing and expanding, then what is it? The reason why some people are hitting record and actually putting this out in the ethers is so that people can see that we all are human. We all bleed. We all mess up. We all fall in love. We all have fear. But if I can overcome, maybe my grandkids can overcome it. Maybe my great great grandkids can overcome it. Maybe they friends can overcome it. Because I was so deeply scared of what somebody else had to say about me when I was a young girl. I was scared about somebody talking about me when I was in my 20s or 30s. For real, I still had it in me. Until now, I'm saying, hold on, wait 1 minute. You mean to tell me that you want me to feel some kind of way about your opinion about me? And I done overcame death and everything else in between, and you still out here running your mouth trying to figure out what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and I should do it this way? Honey. I set myself apart a long time ago when I chose to become vegan. I set myself out from everybody else when I start to not go to church and read the Bible on a regular basis. I started to believe in my own self, in my own divinity, okay, and divine presence. So I need for y'all to really understand who I am, so I can be who I am. Okay? Because I know about the school system and how it really tells people, no, you shouldn't think that way. No, you should do this. No, you should do that. You should think about it this way. No, honey, I'm not in no box. Put me in a bubble so I can expand. Put me in a circle so I can expand and contract. That's why a lot of people out here messed up now. Because they too busy worried about the wrong thing. You got an opinion about everything, but is it really paying your bills? You got an opinion about everything, but is it really getting you to where you need to go? No, it's a distraction. So why are you projecting? So I know once I tell my truth and speak my truth, somebody's gonna say something. And what should I do? Either I'm gonna block you, hmm or I'm gonna ignore you. It's that's about the same thing. That's it. Your opinion about me as a human being on this earth, we got the same 24 hours. And you mean to tell me that I'm on the right side or the wrong side? And it really don't matter. All I'm doing is trying to pave the way for the people that's really trying to get to where they want to go. And they need not to leave with somebody else's opinion or validation. So I done talked enough. Let me go ahead and get this chopped and screwed up and delivered to you guys. But I want you to know that, man, it takes hard work. Okay? We all have a soul. We all do. We technically we all do. All right. Some people are soulless. That means that you don't have a care in the world and you ain't got no love in there. Okay. Somebody done tore everything up out of you and you done sold it or got rid of it and it died. I don't know. But I know I've touched and changed multiple hearts and minds. I know I have. And I lead with love, freedom, growth, expansion. And most importantly, if it's peace and peace, it's peace. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. Okay. I'm out of here. I love y'all. Be kind to yourself. Be great today and every day. I'm May.